How many you saw from Death Note is a very stereotypical female love interest in anime, right? If you see Death Note, has everyone seen Death Note?
Yes. Yep.
Everyone seen Death Note? Okay, I mean like, okay, but basically, she's this like blonde teenage idol girl, and she's just basically the whole series. All she does is obsess over her boyfriend. Like that's all she does. Like literally, she's just there to be a girlfriend, right? So that's very stereotypical. Not much else that she does. I mean, she does kill people, but like it's all in the name of boyfriend, right? When we talk about a stereotype, we're talking about the character. We're not talking about what the character does. But we're talking about the character's personality, the characteristics. Okay. So as for a trope is a particular characteristic and theme which any character may possess a combination of. So stereotypical characters may possess tropes, but at the same time tropes themselves are not stereotypes. So for example, have everyone seen Naruto? Okay, so Sakura from Naruto has different tropes. So she's a bruiser trope because she's a very strong, like melee character, right? And she's also the love interest because she's Naruto's love interest, so that's another trope. And the other trope is that she's a medic, so being the medic is another trope, okay? But none of those lead to her being stereotyped. So just to illustrate what kind of stereotypes there are in anime, you have all these, and we're all familiar with these because we all watch anime. So I'm not going to go on this. But we're not talking about character stereotypes in general, we are talking about gender stereotypes. So what do I mean about gender stereotypes? Gender stereotypes refers to a particular set of behavior in a character which people think is sort of the way that a certain gender should behave. Right? So if you talk about female characters in anime, they all often have like really cute voices and really big chests, and like they go kya and they call people senpai or nichan. That's the kind of thing. They have to be submissive. And like another thing about like one of the most prominent female stereotypes is that all females in anime has to have like a shy side. It has to be like a side which is like, oh, oh, actually I really like this guy, even though I act like tough on the outside, but on the behind the exterior, is actually very stereotypical behavior in most cases. Like you talk about, I don't know, what's the very typical scenario? This is like Shakuna no Shana, right? So Shakuna no Shana is like this really badass, like strong enemy chick, right? But then like, despite all of that, no matter how many enemies she kills, no matter how strong she is, she always has this one like tsundere side where she's like, oh, because of this guy, I'm like act all cute and shit, like I hate that stuff. Yeah, but that's like very stereotypical gender behavior in anime. And of course, I'm not going to focus on the female side as well. There's also the male side, where the male side is always like, oh, I'm never going to give up, like, you know, like, oh, I'm like, kind of thing, I have to be a hero.
The oblivious love hero.
Oblivious love interest, like oblivious like male harmony as well. Like who just like gets all the girls, despite like not doing anything, like that's another like male like gender stereotype. Okay, so it's like to expand on this idea of gender stereotypes, instead of like just talking about like what stereotypes are, I'm going to talk about what are some good uses of stereotypes and what are some bad uses of stereotypes. Okay, so I just want to remind you that this is supposed to be an open discussion. Okay, so if you want to ask a question at any point, just raise your hand. If you want to like argue with me at any point, just raise your hand. Alright. Okay, so we're not talking about good stereotypes. So first of all, the female side. If you want to see a good use of female stereotyping, you have to look at Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist has excellent female characters all around, except for maybe Lust. So Lust falls into the stereotype of Lust. But that makes sense because she's last, she's supposed to act that way, right? Now we look at Winry. Okay, so Winry at a glance, if you see art of Winry, well, it depends on which art you look at. A lot of the early promotional images for Winry show her with like an engineer's outfit on, where she's wearing a bandana and all that. So that is a sort of subversion of stereotypes because she's like seen a very masculine role of being an engineer. But Winry also has a very stereotypical female side to her because she's the childhood friend, right? She's Osanji, right? And that's something that's very prevalent in a lot of anime. But just because a character conforms to a certain stereotype does not make that character bad, nor does that make the writing bad. Although the negative view of stereotypes is that stereotypes are a result of bad and lazy writing, which they often are. But Fullmetal Alchemist is a demonstration of how stereotypes can be used for the sake of the narrative and for the sake of developing characters. So Winry starts off as the childhood friend, very stereotypical, but as she grows up, because of her desire to be useful, to support her friend, to support Edward, she becomes an excellent engineer, right? And she has this sort of interesting, she has two interesting sides to her. On one hand, she has this engineer side, which is very strong and very masculine. At the same time, she has a very feminine side where she is sort of this victim of war, where she's lost her parents, and also because she has this very feminine, maternal, motherly figure towards the two boys, right? And that's what's so good about her, is that even though she may exhibit stereotypical behavior on that side, on her feminine side, it's used to sort of really drive the narrative. Because for her, she represents everything that Edward and Alphonse can come back to, right? She's their rock, she's their anchor, which means that she's more than just a damsel in distress to be rescued, right? She's there to develop the other characters, and she's there to help sort of represent something in the plot. Okay? And this is something that applies to a lot of other female characters in Fullmetal Alchemist as well. So you have their master, whose name I can't remember. Does anyone remember the name of the master? No. Okay. The point is that the other major female characters in Fullmetal Alchemist all have that sort of feminine side to them, but they also have that other sort of badass, like General Armstrong, right? She has that feminine side of she really wants to look after her brother, and she's really pretty, and she has a bit of fan service to her, but at the same time she's more than that, right? So stereotypes are used effectively when they develop characters and develop plot. So for the male side, one very good example recently is Izuku Midoriya from Boku no Hero Academia. So who's seen that anime this season? No one.
I haven't started it yet.
Yes, sorry. Okay, go watch it.
We're waiting for it to finish.
I'm waiting for it,
But yeah, just watch the anime and you read the manga and continue. But it is actually excellent. It is the best shonen I've ever seen. Like literally. I watched Boku no Hero Academia, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you are a fan of any anime, if you're okay with shonen anime, watch Boku no Hero Academia. Because Izuku Midoriya, which is our main character, is actually a very, very stereotypical shonen protagonist. Okay? He's the most shonen thing you can possibly imagine, right? He's a little boy, high school, wants to be a hero, he looks up to this hero figure, and he's weak, but he wants to get stronger, and he wants to become the best, right? It's basically Naruto, but much better, because he's a lot more realistic. So even though he has the stereotype of being a typical shonen protagonist, it's very easy, the way that he's written is that it's very easy for the audience to identify with him.